Do you struggle to have a decent conversation with your customers? Or find it hard to ask the right questions? Today, I'm going to be discussing the best ways to overcome that and give you my 4 quick top tips on how to build rapport with your customers. Hey everyone, it's Oliver from the Cattalyst and welcome back to the 3rd video in my sales training series. Today, rapport building. Now, over the past few weeks, I've been running some online one-on-one coaching sessions, and the one thing that keeps sticking out like a sore thumb is salespeople being caught up at the very beginning of their conversation and not able to get on the same wavelength as their customer. So here we go with tip number 1. One of the biggest mistakes that salespeople make is not finding common ground with their customers. And this can be for many different reasons, but usually because there is too much focus on securing the sale and not enough on building the relationship. What a salesperson needs to do first is to create a particular state of mind with their customer to ensure that they will be receptive and open to what is being said. And this can be done using 3 methods. The first one is ask questions. It's imperative that we ask questions in order to find out common ground with another person. You have to get them talking, and the best way to do that is by asking open-ended questions. So don't be afraid to ask. By asking somebody a question, it's like sending an invitation to share information. Most people actually enjoy talking about themselves and what they're passionate about. You'd be surprised about how much people share with you if you just invite them to do so. The second step is listening. Once you've asked questions, it's time for you to be actively listening to all of those responses. You need to pick up on the small details as they may share something with you that is important that you can use to your advantage later on. And also by listening, you may find out some useful information that can help you build a better relationship with your customer. And finally, be authentic, be yourself. Don't create stories that aren't true, because if you get caught out, then there's no trust. And if there's no trust, the customer is not going to be buying from you. So be truthful, transparent, and allow it to occur naturally. And that's where tip number 2 comes in. It doesn't matter if you're speaking to your customer face to face or over the phone. You need to ensure that your communication is on point. Now, people always assume that communication can just be talking to your customer, but it's so much more than that, as it can be verbal, non-verbal, or even written. To give you insight into this, there are 3 types of communication, and it's estimated that 55% of the way that we communicate face-to-face is non-verbal, which is body language. So over half of what's being said is sucked up by your customer's eyes. 38% is verbal, which is your tone, your pitch, your pace, your articulation. We all know the saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and this is true on so many levels. Which leave us with the final 7%. That's your words, what you physically say. Think about the last text, email, social media post that you read and you took it the wrong way. This is because you're not seeing the tone or the body language behind this message, and that's why things can get misconstrued very, very quickly. So in wanting to be a good communicator, you need to look at how you act, how you speak, your gestures. Are you, as we said, listening, smiling? It doesn't matter whether it's face-to-face or over the phone, as the customer can always hear you smile. And if you write things down, you need to be clear so that it cannot be read the wrong way. Empathy is the ability to step into the shoes of another person, i.e. your customer or your prospect, aiming to understand their feelings and their perspectives, and using that understanding to guide your actions. From a salesperson's standpoint, you need to sell that product based on their needs and their wants. And empathy, not to be confused with sympathy, is to be able to use phrases like, I understand where you're coming from and I can see what you mean. And by showing genuine empathy, this will help you gain the prospect's trust and ultimately lead them towards accepting your solution to their problem. And that's where tip number 4 comes in. So many great salespeople and motivational coaches will always tell you to mirror and match your customers. And you know what? They're right. I was taught this very early on in my sales career, and this helped me every single day when pitching to my customers. The power to mirror and match will do wonders, but you have to make sure that you get it right. A lot of people will only match the words, and as I mentioned earlier, the words is only 7%, so they are not using the skill to its full extent. You need to make sure that you're using the right tone, which is how you say it, the body language, which is your smile, your movements, your gestures, and get as close to that 100% as possible. The more you use, the stronger the rapport. The stronger the rapport, the more they trust you. And like I said last week, the more trust you have with your customer, the more likely they are to buy from you. There you have it, folks. 4 quick top tips on how to build rapport with your customers. If you want to learn other tips and techniques on how to build rapport, don't hesitate to get in touch using my contact details or my social media platforms. Join me next week as we discuss the questioning and fact-finding stage in more detail. And if you have any specific questions that you want answered, please let me know in the comments below and I will do my best to fit them in to next week's video. If you haven't done so already, please drop a like and share, because the more we share, the more people get to see this video. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when my next video is released. Thanks for watching and have a great week.